Today I'm building a custom video clipper so I can get control of my whole stack and cross another subscription off the list. Right now, some of these clipping services are pretty good, but for the most part, they've got the spatial awareness of like a concussed bird. If you're shooting tutorials or like coding videos, you know I paid 100%. You wait for like 2 hours for your video to upload, only for your AI clipping friend to, you know, miss the action entirely and then like give a zoom in close up of your wall. So today I'm gonna build out something that does it for me on my local computer, so I'm not waiting for uploads or anything like that. I haven't built this out yet, so you're gonna see end to end every single step in the process. No gatekeeping, no fill in the blanks yourself. You can follow along with me, or I'll make sure to include a link to the finished product at the end. Let's get it. So to start, I was going to show you the current state and just, you know, what people generally do. I've got VidIQ loaded up here, and step one, I guess, is to show you that there's a problem with the shorts generation. So that's, you know, that's awesome. But like even before that, let's just like pick whatever, this one, for example. They're cutting, like their clipping isn't really usable, and you'll see a lot of this. I'm guilty of this as well. Earlier in the channel, like my first shorts that I put out, a lot of this just because I wanted the volume, but like how they edit this
is not bad,
but
every one of these people have an issue that you're speaking to directly. Like this is permission to reach out,
right?
So
like
this
is part of the video that doesn't make any sense, so you don't really have any control over what it finds, even if you prompt it, and then, you know, you're at the mercy of this going down. So I rest my case. So first things first, we're gonna try and just figure out exactly what this looks like. Pardon the lozenge, I'm still a little under the weather. And I like to do this in arena.ai because any sort of legwork you can do ahead of time saves you rate limiting on your coding assistant, whether it's Claude Code or Antigravity or Cursor or whatever. So I'm gonna go down and do the smart one. We'll go Claude, Opus 4.6 thinking, and let's just explain in natural language what it is we want to do. Again, I haven't done this before. I have a basic idea, but we'll just talk it out, tell it the outcome, and then it'll get us there. I want to build a Python tool that automatically turns long form horizontal videos into vertical YouTube or TikTok shorts. I need it to do two things. I need it to listen to the audio and find engaging viral clips, 30 to 120 seconds long. I needed to crop out my face and then also focus on either the cursor or a terminal or wherever the action is outside of my face, and then split that vertically 9:16 so the shot actually looks good on mobile. I want to do this locally so I don't have to wait for a massive upload. I have a Gemini API key we can use for finding the viral clips. How would I do this locally? What libraries do I need to download? And can you wireframe this for me? I always feel awkward talking that out. The user wants to build a local Python tool. I know I said live all the time, but I might actually edit this while this thinks. While this is thinking, let's set up our anti-gravity. So I've got this open. Let's open a folder. New folder. This. Okay, well, you know what? Let's rename this to Opus clone. Cool. To go back over here, get our wireframe. Still thinking, eh? Let's get our Gemini key while we're at it. Waiting on this thing. How can you tell I'm ADHD? Oh yeah, I already had it lined up. So what you do to get your Gemini API key is you have a Google account. You go to Google AI Studio. Let's actually just do it from scratch. There you go. And then you just go get API key, create API key, and then it'll tie it to a project. Gemini project, sure thing. Until you set up billing, it's free. So it'll just stop working. It won't charge you and bill you later kind of thing. And Gemini's free tier, pardon me, is fantastic. So we'll take this and use that. How are we doing over here, Claude? Another reason I'm doing it like this, not just the rate limiting, but it is awesome to have like a clear set of instructions. Gemini 3.1 is actually quite good at executing your vision off the top. I have trouble with Gemini in particular with like editing. If there's already a project there and it wasn't the one that like sorted this out and you're like, where's the problem? Gemini kind of breaks down. But for first shot and for design, Gemini's like fantastic. So anyway, like I said, I might chop out some of the model thinking stuff, but other than that, you're going to watch me build this live. Baby, we're back. Okay, local auto shorts engine full wireframe. I love that, what is this called? Like mermaid, it tries to draw like mermaid charts or whatever every single time. Anyway, FFmpeg, what are we doing? Find clips, Gemini, like I said, whisper local, easy. MediaPipe, CV, compositor, crop stack. Okay, cool. System requirements. You know what we're gonna do? Oh, it's still writing. Streaming responses, eh? All right. Is 5 minutes. Tuning guide. Heck yeah. No face in video. Set face ratio to 0. I wonder if that's variable. Again, getting ahead of myself. I was just talking to a friend about how I think steps ahead. GPU. Okay, so let's like copy this. Wait, I can just go up here, can I? No. Here. Okay, cool. We'll just, oh, dude, it's at the bottom. I'm dumb. All right, let's go here. Over to Antigravity. We've got our brand new thing. Review and execute. I fucking love it. Okay, cool. So now this is going to think for a minute. Gemini is actually really, really fast when you give it this level of detailed instruction. It like knows what to do. It just like crosses it off the list. Like, beep, 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 beep. Where you get legendary is, say this was the back end and I wanted to build an app, like an app front end. What I would do is I would like pop open a terminal and I would like load. Codex isn't the best for front end, so I would typically have this reversed, but you can go like load Codex or Claude Code or something like that, right? And then run it here and have these work on the same files. This is a really similar, this is thinking too much, really similar to agent teams and whatnot with Claude Code, just a little bit less expensive and more focused on what's up. Codex actually has 2 times rate limits till April. I think they're really frustrated with how well Claude Code and Antigravity are doing. Gemini is going the way of MySpace. Or not Gemini, sorry. GPT is going the way of MySpace, if you ask me. Honestly, if this gets... Okay, yeah, it was like 4 minutes to spin this up. If this, I was expecting like a longer block video. If this gets this done one shot, I'm going to be floored. This is like crazy. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And if it's like this easy, I'll be kicking myself for... But we got it now, anyway. I'm recording, and this is doing its thing, so I'm curious if the... Is it jittery? Anyway, I'll see you in a sec. Sweet. Okay, what do we got? 47. That took 8 minutes. I need to give it an API key, and we need to give it an actual video to work with. That sounds reasonable, doesn't it? I'm going to go with my desktop. Just move something over. I want an... Let's do new folder, inbox, and I'm going to move you in there. Move. And then we're going to go. It takes me longer to write out the folder name. Move. Okay. And then we're going to move. Let's do the video I did yesterday. Why not, right? If I can find it. This is happening off screen. All right, here. Let's do this one. I'm going to put you in the inbox. Boop. There you go. Accept all. And then where do I need to put the Gemini API key? Video MP4. Can we? Oh, it's local. So yeah, I don't need that. It's local, right? Let's go. Great work. 3 things. I want to be able to put the video to process in the folder marked inbox. I want it to then be processed and moved to the folder marked completed. And I also want to use a .env file just for housekeeping for my API keys. Can we set that up, please? This is coming together nicely. I can't believe that was done in like 8 minutes. Okay, so grand total, 13 minutes of computing time between Opus 4.6 and Gemini 3.1. We're going to have this working out the way that I want it to. I noticed that on the original prompt it said like possible next steps, auto captions, cursor tracking, scene change, batch queue. Did my dog just walk in? No. And then GPU acceleration. This is like a must-have for me, at least. This one I'm gonna do for sure, but the rest of this sounds awesome. So like, let's just fatten this out since this isn't taking very long. I'm gonna go back and get my API key. I love it. I don't have to like bring it up on screen. Hell yeah. .env. Nothing to see. Nothing to see here. Paste. Then we go file, make sure save all, because otherwise I won't see it. That's a problem. Shorts. I'm gonna go. Anything else? Perfect. Okay, run, vamos. That's Spanish for do it. It's not. But it could be. Oh, okay, cool. I've created the env file. Cool. I put in my key. That's fine. Inbox created. Workflow logic main. And to run the batch process, once you've put in the API key. Okay, so you can run this from the terminal, but like I'm just gonna tell it to do it with natural language because I'm like that. However, it is nice to know that like I don't have to log into Antigravity, use the LLM. I can just like go run main.py from my terminal and like it'll just go, which is great. I'm gonna say API key is in, run the script now please, end to end. I wonder how long this will take. This might actually take a minute, especially since I didn't specify to do GPU rendering, whatever they call it. Acceleration. Let's see what happens. Okay. Nothing in there yet. It's been 20 seconds. What is taking... Oh, okay, cool. I love the progress bar. So we're at 5%, 10%. This is moving pretty quick. I'm still going to pause it while this thinks. Processing. Okay, so these are each step, right? So it's processing with Whisper, continuing to monitor, using Gemini API to return clips for video, running parallel. Dope. You do eventually need to know enough code to like edit these things, but like as the models get better, it's becoming a lot less hands-on. Even still, it's like voice agents used to be, you know, how like people were always like they could just log on to VAPI and it would just work, or like go high level or whatever. It's one of those things where it's very easy to set up, but it's very hard to do well. So much like this, I wouldn't presume that you could code an enterprise or like production grade app or application or whatever in one shot like this. But if this works, it's going to be good enough for me. Anyway, okay, it says, wait a moment and run it again. The script ran successfully. Error code. Gemini API said I exceeded my current quota. Well, that's a drag. Let's go get a different... I'm going to log into a different account. Let's do that. It couldn't have been that this burned through all my API credits. I must have just used everything. If not, then I'll just use OpenRouter or Bedrock or something. Well, we'll start this again. Oh, looks like we're here. Woo! Very exciting. Oh, notifying user Gemini daily limit reached. Okay, so shoot. We're gonna have to... So there you go. I really thought the Gemini free tier would have been able to do this. I haven't used this API key in some time, and it's coming back. My daily quota is exceeded. So you know what? We're not going to use Gemini. Let's do something else. I don't know. We'll go to OpenRouter, AWS Bedrock. I'm going to just pause the video to get my key for that, and then going from here. Probably go with OpenRouter. A lot easier, right? Just give me 1 sec. I'm going to put that key in. But I'm going to... Actually, let's just tell it what's up. That's fine. Let's change from Gemini API to OpenRouter, please. And we'll use a better model. We can use Gemini 3.1 or Claude Sonnet 4.6. Something like that. Okay, and while that's thinking, I'm going to get that key, plug it into env, and then we'll go from there. I just don't want you to see it. Okay, I had to go get my OpenRouter key, but as you see here, that's all I changed. I just paused the video so that I could do that and not have to like go back and edit it. Boop. Noticing a theme here? Editing sucks. All right, so we're doing the same thing here. Changing the workflow touch, downloading. Great. OpenRouter key is in the .env file. Please move forward accordingly. Know how to spell, promise. I spelled that wrong. Coffee time. And then you're all like, he has coffee and Monster? Yes. It's like a fire and ice bomb. You gotta keep it balanced. This is my only habit. I don't smoke or drink, and I work out every day. Why? Missing authentication header. For what? OpenRouter key is all there. Checking API key. I did it. I'm now investigating potential causes. 401 doesn't make sense. Oh, dude. Why Sonnet 3.5? Okay, problem I keep having with these models is I'll say, let's use a particular Sonnet model, or let's use a particular model. And because their training is on old data, they'll use like Sonnet 3.5, which is what they think the most latest model is. I want a good one. Please change the model to Sonnet 4.6. I'm going to get the actual ID there. OpenRouter. Hey, open. There you go. Models. We've already used 725 billion Opus tokens. Copy model ID. There it is. That's all I needed. All right, moving over here. OpenRouter model ID. Ta-da! No assumptions. You know what it means when you make assumptions? It means you're an asshole. We should teach this. That's what that means. Okay, so... oh, what? I saved it. All right, so I'm going to move back. I'm going to take my... Let's... They're using a placeholder API key is the problem. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about when you have to edit things. Sometimes Gemini's dumb, but we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. We're going to process this again, huh? From the beginning. That's something I might want to change. See if we can save a state or something like that. Less worried about that right now. I just want it to work. Anyway, this will take another couple minutes and we'll come back. It's doing some sort of... Okay, so it's been a couple minutes. It's needing to fix some errors in the code. I guess there's some attribution stuff going on with MediaPipe. I also just need to make sure that it is actually taking the transcript from the video verbatim. Otherwise, that'll break the whole thing. I don't know if that's an issue yet. We'll see how that goes. Found existing. No matching distribution found for MediaPipe. All right, so that means no good. Can't find a version that meets... I don't want to confuse it, but I do want to make sure that it's using the exact transcript. I think that's like a step beyond where we are now. Fixing imports for MediaPipe. Is there a MediaPipe alternative if like this breaks? Let's ask our pardon me. Let's ask our friend. Keep getting MediaPipe errors. Is there a MediaPipe alternative? If it comes down to it. Let's just see what it has to say. All right, face detection. Oh, there's that. Let's see what we got. Replacing MediaPipe with pure OpenCV for face detection. Oh, this is like... Let's change it. Okay, what do we got? Waiting for short. It's going to try again. We're still trying. Try... Oh, it just did that. Okay, replaced MediaPipe with OpenCV all the way because we already know this is working. CV2, that's what it was doing this whole time. Tried MediaPipe twice, going OpenCV the whole way. Let's see. Why was MediaPipe failing, and what is the quality? What's the repercussions of changing it to straight OpenCV? Okay. So if I just install an newer version of Python, is that what you're saying? I think I have like three. I think I have the newest one, but we'll just see how it goes, right? Again, there's a difference between winging it and seeing what happens, and we're gonna see what happens. Oh, I definitely jinxed this. I jinxed the vibe coding gods when I said we can one-shot this and like how fast this is going, cause it's been like 30-ish minutes. Oh, it's working though. Rendering clip. Okay, so this is working, and then we can always like improve on this in a bit. 44-second clip. Cool. Hopefully we get more than one. I didn't actually specify to do more than one. Go through the whole movie, right? Or the whole video. That's a pretty easy fix though, right? Like identify more than one viral clip. But again, I'm going to pause this while this actually renders because this will take probably another couple minutes. Finishing verification. Oh, did it actually work this time? Building this out. Oh, what's this? We're still rendering. Pipeline has successfully started outputting video files. To answer your question about why it was originally failing, because you suck. That's why. Okay, the fix was completely removed MediaPipe tracker and replaced with OpenCV. And I stopped the pipeline so you can test it out on my end. Confirmed it successfully generated the first short in the terminal before stopping. So let's give this a Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. It is actually generating more than one video. Oh my god, we're not ready. OpenClaw is some black magic sorcery that is dope as hell, but it's becoming more obvious that like you, me, 99% of the population is contactless. Okay, so we do need to add a contingency for there only being a subject. So let's do that. Give it a screenshot. So this is great. It successfully clipped what I needed it to. However, it clipped the opening of the video where there wasn't need for the split. There was just the subject image and no screen capture. So we do need to figure out a contingency for that case. Is there a way we could do that? Let's see what's up. It's generating the next one. It's going to go through the whole video though, which is actually pretty sweet. Still figuring it out. Investigating. Okay, it understands my problem. It is digesting my problem. I hear you. I see you. That's what it's saying. I'm out of coffee. You guys. All right. Maximum. Implementation plan. Okay, cool. We've got an answer, at least. I'm investigating the rendering pipeline. Some videos are purely talking heads. Implementation plan, let's see. Update the composer, ignore action box, use face. Okay, that works. Let's do that. Let's try that. Okay, here comes the next one. This one will be better, I hope. Fingers crossed. 98, 99, 100%. Cool. All the frames done. Still rendering. Okay, there we go. Is token cost. A lot of folks started using OpenClaw with their Claude Max subscription just to save on API calls, right? But now that's not OpenClaw. It'll get your Claude account banned. But if you do the math on API calls, even moderate use is going to be a couple $100s a month to operate this thing. Okay, something I'm seeing is we are moving around a lot with this split cam, right?
Functionality that I need
Like
can be
the
brought
camera's
to
like
me
moving,
in a lot
following
less
my head
expensive sort of
movement. And for
fashion.
me,
Instead of
that's
using
like,
Claude Opus 4.6 for everything, I
it's
had
like watching
conditional model
skiing
routing. I'm using HiQ
or something.
4.5 for like.
So we're gonna dial that back, and we're also going to try and zoom in a little bit more on what we actually want, which could be the cursor in this particular case. So anyway, I just said a couple things here. I want to just frame the subject cam, right? So it's not moving around. It's way too jittery, gonna make people sick. Also, we need better focus on the screen cap, because right now we're still duplicating the face and the picture-in-picture with the subject camera, if that makes sense. All right, so this is doing its thing. Still recording. That's good. All right, so it's thinking. I gave it some feedback. Gave it some feedback because this is doing the same thing that VidIQ was doing. I don't really care about the angles of the thing. So now we are updating to separate smoothing alphas for face, very slow, and action. Great. Aggressively pad the masking for the face. And ignore the picture-in-picture camera. This is what we asked for. Okay, that's cool. This will do it. I think this will do it. We're still going to get some stinkers, I think. Can't be avoided, but at least I'm not paying for it. This is super useful. This transcription is like second by second, the whole thing. So you can actually, there's a lot you can do with this. That is useful, no matter what you do next. Investigating process lock on input video file during transcriber. It should, no, transcriber is done. Looks good. It's gonna keep going, but video layout, prioritizing screen focus, implementing face quadrant refinement. So we just added a bunch of padding to ignore the picture-in-picture while we're doing the screen split. There's only so much of that you can do, though. Finalizing tracking. Resuming clip generation. Sweet. I've seen this before where it's like really, really jittery like that on some of my other clips that I've done through like these cloud providers.
Messages. You're like one glitch away from buying a Honda Civic. Unquestionably, what it can do is awesome, but on the other side of the coin, equal and opposite. It can be just as devastating. So before you let open source Skynet burn through your API.
So this is gonna be okay though. When we actually get it, I'm really confident that like changing the padding and like tweaking this to something that actually works for how you're making videos is a thing. That's all that was needed, is just like dialing this in a little bit. Oh, that's helpful. Yeah, okay. Adding transcription caching to rendering, which is great because once you do, why would you do it every single time? Yeah, no joke. Input file not found. I'm confusing the shit out of this thing. Moving file back to the inbox. It was already in the inbox. Oh, no, it wasn't? Shit, I shouldn't have done that. That's why it did that. It just moved it to complete. I kind of wanted the shorts to be in the complete folder, but I didn't specify that specifically. So anyway, we'll see what this does now that we're dialed in a little bit more. Okie dokie. So that rendered says fixed. Dramatically slowed 15%. Let's check this out. It looks like it.
Oh my god, we're not ready. OpenClaw is some black magic sorcery that is dope as hell, but it's becoming more obvious.
This is good. It's good at finding
99% of the population is categorically
viral clips,
not equipped to handle
I'm gonna turn this
root
off.
level.
Here, turn this off so that you guys can actually hear me. So, okay, what it said is it added 15% dead zone so that it's not moving around so much, but I still think it's a little bit more. Gonna
God tier, ruin my...
Try and pad that more. It's good at finding the viral clips though. Like it's finding the pieces of stuff that I would like actually cut out for myself. So let's just tell it to do that and see what else happens. This is a great start. I like that we're not splitting images with just the subject. However, the tracker is still a little too aggressive. Can we add some more dead zone and keep it from moving as much, please? And it also fixed the picture-in-picture duplication. Okay, so that's going to do its thing. I don't think it's going to take a while. But just in case, I'm going to go make some lunch while I'm doing this. I'm back, ate some spicy lunch, have some coffee, ready to kill it. Okay, so run. What are we doing? Looks like we are just running the main script again. Done, one short saved. Transcribing, cool. I really, really don't want it to transcribe every time. I thought we went over that. I'm going to confirm that in a bit, but more than that, I just want to make sure that it's like working. 35% face, yeah, double.
My life permissions to a pile of code that we don't understand. People are out here literally handing the keys to their entire
like if it just like moves it,
being like, have at it, Haas, and then like, please don't text my mother-in-law.
Oh, that's a good face. Look at that guy. I wouldn't trust that guy with a bucket of chicken. I'm moving. I think the actual coding of this didn't take any time at all. We did have to, you know, hit the snag with, what the heck was it called? MediaPipe? 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 MediaPipe. Calling it MediaPipe. All right, so we'll pause this again while this loads the new video, and we'll go from there. Waiting for command to finish. It's got to like render this out, I guess. There, cool. Boom, boom, boom. I guess we check this out.
Oh my God, we're not ready. OpenClaw is some black magic sorcery.
Ta-da! I told you we were close.
Hell, but it's becoming more obvious that like you, me, 99% of the population is categorically not equipped to hand over root level, god tier, ruin my life permissions to a pile of code that we don't understand. People are out here literally
Okay, told you we were close. So we're gonna run the script for number 2, and then I'm gonna do some research from my last project on how to get the, what am I talking about? I'm going to pull out my caption workflow from a different workflow, I guess, from my S25 video that I just did. This is doing the second one now. That's on modal though, so I want to get this on my local computer. That's what I'm going to do next. Let's fire that open. I don't have it. So, new window. Auto edit S25. One moment, please. Move this over. Move this over. Okay. I would like to bring a version of the caption generator to my local environment and put it into the Opus clone directory so we can use it in that workflow. Cool, let's see how that happens. This is the beauty of this, is like once this is all built out, you can like tie this into an interconnected system. So what we're doing next from the recording and leaving a Dropbox thing is we're going to tie that into our social media. So once the video is recorded and edited, it'll be in the done inbox of my Dropbox container, and it'll just be posted straight away. So like I just record it and then I put my phone down and this all takes the ball and runs with it. I don't have to mess around. There might be a couple slips and stuff, but at least it's like me doing the thing and not AI just going wild. Which brings me to a good point, actually. This is the best use case for AI. It's not like I'm going to just like have AI do the thing for me. You still need like that level of input and you need to do a little bit of work, but like having it do the mundane stuff that like takes your time away from like actionable, you know, things that move your business and your personal life forward. This is what actually like real leverage looks like. Instead of like spending a bunch of time in the editor, I just put it in Dropbox and I leave. Or instead of getting really bad clips, I can make my own really bad clips. Just kidding. These are actually pretty good. Definitely on par with what I get from VidIQ.
Oh my God, we're not ready. OpenClaw is some black magic sorcery that is dope as hell, but it's
right. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this does with the split, and then we'll bring the captions in and party. All right, so go. Migrate caption generator to Opus clone. Yeah, I love this. Gold support the ASS caption generation. That stands for like auto. What was it? What does it stand for again? I didn't make that up. It's like transfer your ass over to another. Advanced Substation Alpha. Advanced Substation. Why didn't they go ASA? But whatever. Advanced Substation Alpha. Because ASS is more fun. It's definitely more fun. I'm gonna have to explain that if I ever do this in like a public forum that's not YouTube. We'll do this again. Be like, make sure you transfer your ass over to the. I'm dwelling on this now, aren't I? Whoops. Okay, this is almost done. This is almost done. Do I have to pause this again? I don't think so. Making the. I want this to like be in a. I want it to work in isolation in the Opus clone directory. So when the videos are done, they can be transcribed again and captioned. Is that going to work? Successfully migrated the caption generator to the open clone directory. I copied captions. I copied some other stuff. Your pipeline PY is now dynamically extract subtitle directory. Cool, 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 cool. It works. Excellent. I need to see where that went though. Completed. This is my pipeline. Where did you put it? Oh, it's just, okay. It's just like loose in the root directory, which is not cool, but just give me a handoff prompt for my other agent in that directory. Okay, so this is, it's rendering separately. That's interesting. Well, I mean, it makes sense, I guess. It's two separate things, and then FFmpeg probably like chops them together. That's what happens. That's what happens. We recently migrated an ass. Never gets old. All right, in case you're wondering if I'm an idiot. 22% at a minute. It's going to be another 5 minutes to render this. Once we get this going, though, I feel like I'm doing a lot of finger guns. Oh, boy. Moment of truth. Okay, so it looks like both test renders are good. Look at clip 2 for the picture-in-picture. Exciting. Clip 2, the top one is most recent. That's promising. Now it's going to be like shaky as hell, right? Is token cost. A lot of folks started using OpenClaw with their Claude Max subscription just to save on API calls, right? But now that's not allowed. What I'm seeing is I need to give this more to work with, because like as I'm doing the mask here, right? You see the little square. If I was to change this to like a larger square or like a wider square, it would have more to work with in terms of like capturing it. And then there's nothing going on here with the coding side, so that's okay. We can always just do like captions or something down there. That's fine. You're not allowed to use your OAuth for OpenClaw. It'll get your Claude account banned. Love that it's got like the thumbs down right beside it. I've got my anyway. That's perfect. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to. This isn't shaky. Oh my god, we're not ready. OpenClaw is just tracks the face. Magic sorcery that is dope as hell. But okay, cool. So now we need to do a caption workflow, right? Did I copy that thing? I remember having a handoff script, but I can't remember if I copied it or not. Oh, there. Okay, cool. So we'll just add this. Tell it what we did in the other one. I don't know what this says. It's just like the workflow, but local. Let's tell it exactly what's up, because I just like gave it some information without any context. So ideally, once we have the files in the output, I would like to run this caption workflow to burn in captions on the processed shorts. You would think it assumed as much, but let's get rid of the ones we don't want. Just watch, I got rid of the good ones. Is token cost? Nope. Did it already assume that? Okay, wrote captions video to parse video through Whisper, which we've already done. Format it to ASS format. I'm an idiot. And then burn in using FFmpeg, just like the last one. So ideally we have the output, which is here. Do I have to tell it that? Yeah, integration. Oh, I do. So that's definitely a fucking thing. Vamos, buddy. Okay. It's doing it already. Okay, so it's going to caption clip 2. Exciting. You guys don't know how long I've been waiting to do this for myself, so I'm glad to have you here on the ride. Grab some water. Then from here, I think tomorrow what we're going to do, now that we have this like workflow, is we'll kind of tie it into either auto posting or repurposing these videos into other bits of content. I got a friend does that, and like it just kind of reads her podcast or whatever and then pumps out a bunch of carousels, which is fantastic because you got to post as much as possible. I was listening to Gary Vee talk about it, and he's saying you got to post like 100 or whatever, 10 to 15 times a day, like a lot, and as much as possible. And everybody's like, hey, is that overwhelming? And it's only overwhelming to nobody, essentially, because the people that see all your content, they're going to be like your fans. Like what you wouldn't have given to see 49 pieces of content from Macho Man Randy Savage in 1988, whatever. 98 too, guy's a beast. Actually, if you want a good time, go look up old Macho Man promos. Make me laugh every time. I just wanted to go. I'm so excited. And then what do we do after that? I end the video and then I work on something else, which I will record for you. Why is it doing it all the way from the top? It looks like it's doing it all the way from the top. Started captioning. Nope, that's different. Captioned. I love that it burns into the frame. I'm going to have to fix the type of captions, like the animations, and like maybe tell it where it is. Like, okay, this is the thing, is like I have to give it more to work with here too. Like I can't just give it like really crappy inputs, like where my mask is, like the cutout of my screen cap picture in picture is like not a friendly format. See what I'm saying? And I can't give it no instruction as to like where the captions go and that kind of thing. So this is all still stuff that I would really like to tweak, but is token cost. A lot of folks started using OpenClaw with their Claude Max subscription just to save on API calls, right? But now that's not allowed. You're not allowed to use your OAuth for OpenClaw. So I'm going to fiddle with the actual...
But if you do the math on API calls, even...
I am so sorry for talking while this is going. So I'm going to fiddle with the actual captions themselves, making them like look nice. And I'll say for... Actually, let's just do that now. For split videos with the picture-in-picture on the top and the screen cap on the bottom, split videos, you know what I'm talking about. Let's put the captions closer to the middle of the screen, and for subject vertical videos where there's no picture-in-picture detected, just the talking head speaker, let's keep the captions where they are currently. Okay, ta-da. Anyway, this is all fiddly stuff like parameters and variables. I have built out the bones of what we're doing, and anything I do further is like kind of more my own personal preference and flavor. So if you get this, you'll just know to tweak this to whatever works for you. You'll know to make the picture-in-picture a little like wider so that it's easier to zoom in on. But even this is like, okay, it's a great first place, I guess. Actually, the burn-in is like super fast with the...
is token cost. A lot of folks started using OpenClaw with their Claude Max subscription just to save on API calls, right? But now that's not...
This definitely needs a background. But anyway, like I said, this is all configurable, variable stuff. What we did today was we built out a workflow that replaces some of the services out there like OpusClip and VidIQ in particular. I'm going to make sure that this is on my channel so that you can see the end result of like what this can yield from clipping my videos. But like the workflow here is dead simple. You record a video, you edit your video. You can even use the auto editor from the previous workflow that we did, and then you put it in the inbox, pumps out like however many viral clips it found. This one had like 8 or whatever queued up, and make life easier for you. Get the boring stuff out of the way with AI. Anyway, like I promised before, you can get the full finished product down below in the link in the description. Sub for more videos just like this, and I will see you in the next one.